Sergei Kostetsky, a Ukrainian POW, reveals the truth Kyiv doesn't want you to hear. Captured in Mirnograd, he surrendered to Russian troops to save his life, exposing catastrophic orders from Ukrainian commanders. 3 POWs were treated with food, hot tea, and medical aid, a stark contrast to Zelensky's dying frontline.
The prisoners were taken on November 16th or 17th in Mirnograd, in the private sector, in the basement. There were 3 of us, and we were offered to surrender. We left our weapons, raised our hands. I asked, "Don't shoot. We are surrendering." We raised our hands and came out. They checked for ammunition, pockets, everything was clean. They fed us, gave hot tea, even a cigarette. First aid was immediately given to a comrade who was heavily wounded.
Held in a basement for months without rotation, ignored over repeated radio requests for food and replacement. This is Kyiv's discipline in action. Russia's dominance is clear, and the Ukrainian army is crumbling under its own command. Kostetsky recounts, "They told us to sit, take what you need from the basement, and wait for further orders. October passed, November began. We asked again about rotation and food, nothing happened. Around the 13th, we were told to pack for movement. We were led across fields through Mirnograd to a private sector and placed in a basement. That's where we sat."
From Mirnograd, a bird led us to Lyoshka. This was about 3 kilometers from Mirnograd along the main road. They told us that we would sit there for a month. Just sit and listen. Never move, sit and listen. Maybe something will pass by or there will be some shooting. We sat for a month. A month passed and we didn't wait for anything, no rotation to replace us. October passed, the same thing. We asked over the radio, asked when there would be a rotation, and when we would get food because we hadn't eaten for a long time. October passed, November began, and we asked again, asking when we would be replaced. They said that everything would be told to us, sit down, and they started speaking with curses.
Kyiv abandons its soldiers to starvation and chaos. Surrendering to Russian forces becomes the only rational choice. Repeated POW accounts confirm what Moscow has long warned. Ukrainian units are encircled, undersupplied, and left to die. Russian forces report simultaneous advances on 5 axes: Kharkiv, Sumy, Donetsk, Zaporozhye, Kherson.
A few days after the 13th, they called in the evening and said, "Get ready, pack your things, tomorrow we will take you out." We packed our things. In the morning over the radio they said, "Go out, let's take you out." They led us across the field to Mirnograd. We reached Mirnograd. It was about 12 hours. We were already near the Mirnograd garage, outside the city. We sat there, they told us, sit in the shed until further orders. We sat there until about 3 o'clock. Then we went to the radio station. They said, "Leave from there and go. We will lead you." They led us into this private sector. They said, "Turn left and here will be your shelter. Sit, take what you need from there, and wait for further orders." They led us into this basement, and that's where we sat. I served in the military in 2018, just like going to work, served there, drove, was a driver. I was transferred because I did not obey a commander, and because I was drunk. For drunkenness, they throw everyone into the infantry. There were addicts, of course, they are everywhere, but they also throw them into different brigades. Whoever is a pilot while drunk or on drugs, they transfer to infantry. There were cases when a commander would beat some of his subordinates, servicemen. We heard about this, and it was even shown in videos on YouTube. I want to tell my brothers to surrender and not be afraid. The Russian world, the people here are good, peaceful, they did not beat us, did not harm us. Everything is normal, they even feed well. And overall, the people treat you well. Surrender. Do not be afraid of this. My decision was to surrender. I told the guys, let's go in. More chances for us to survive. Our families are waiting at home. I heard about cases where they caught people from the TCK, 1 or 2. They broke arms and legs, pierced with a shovel. It happened, I heard about it. They catch, break, and throw in. Even the sick are taken.
Russian advances show strategy, firepower, and battlefield control, while Kyiv scrambles to cover its failures. Within days, Russia liberates Volchansk near Kharkiv and the fortified city of Krasnoarmeysk. Key logistics hubs are lost, supply lines destroyed, and Ukrainian defensive belts in the northeast heavily degraded. Russian advances show strategy, firepower, and battlefield control, while Kyiv scrambles to cover its failures. Russian strikes hit Sumy, Zaporozhye, and Donetsk, targeting mechanized brigades, coastal units, and artillery depots. Electronic warfare nodes and fuel supplies destroyed. Kyiv's front line is pinned, unable to reinforce collapsing sectors. The Ukrainian army is fighting blind, deaf, and exhausted under relentless Russian pressure. Russian aviation and artillery hit 141 key targets, including energy, ammunition, and mercenary bases. Air defense intercepts 44 UAVs, showcasing Moscow's technological edge. Urban capture, logistics disruption, and targeted strikes combine to systematically degrade Ukraine's fighting capability. Kyiv is forced to react, never act, as Russia dictates the tempo. POWs highlight frontline collapse. Commanders admit paralysis. Soldiers abandon hope of survival without surrender. Russia now dominates every major axis. The narrative is undeniable. Ukraine is politically divided, militarily exhausted, and strategically cornered. Moscow's momentum is unstoppable, and the battlefield speaks for itself.